Yeah, as far as the idea of Christian, now you said that you consider yourself a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, but super Christians, the ones that walk around with capes,
Frighten the fuck out of me.
why?
Here's the thing.
What's a super Christian? Define it for me first.
Okay, so a super Christian to me is, first off, anybody who can sit here and spit Bible verses at me, and you know the chapters and all that, it feels off.
Really?
It feels off. Because then I'm like,
what if they're just knowledgeable?
No, unless you have something like a eidetic memory or something like that.
Some people do.
No.
Some people read it enough where they do.
Because to me, I care less about the text.
Sure.
The text is supposed to be there as like a guide, right?
Okay.
But I care less about the text and more about like, how are you embodying the essence and the spirit of Christianity?
Okay.
And there are a lot of people who, I mean, you know, not to get political, but like, look at the current political and cultural climate that we are in the United States right now.
Sure.
And to me, you can't sit up here and claim that you are, you know, oh, I'm such a Christian, and yet you're watching a genocide happen and you're condoning it.
Sure.
You can't claim that, oh, I'm a super Christian, and yet when Black folks are telling you about their lived experiences and you try and chalk it up to something else, you can't tell me that you're a super Christian and believe that a man who got found liable of rape, who tried to lead a coup, who was calling for the murder of protesters, who was screwing a whole porn star.
Who are you talking about specifically?
Like, seeing that, and then here's my other problem, and this is particularly for the Black community. I have seen how do I preface this? There are really good people who do terrible things, and then there are terrible people who do good things, right? Both can be true. However, the terrible things that you do, or being a terrible person, does not automatically get forgiven because you're out here spitting a Bible verse.
Sure.
And
absolutely.
Oh, I want to say something, but I can't.
Coward.
I can't. But what I will say is I have seen, especially Black Christians, who have forgiven or let certain things slide in terms of our own church community. We've seen people who have outwardly harmed the community, who have outwardly harmed, whether that be other Black folks, whether that be women, whether that be children. And then you'll have somebody super Christian who's like, yeah, well, you know, God forgives you and all you got to do is repent. Bump all that. His ass should be in jail. Her ass should be under the jail.
Sure.
Like, and I believe in spirituality. I choose to believe in God because I've seen God work in my own life.
But you believe Jesus is the Son of God. You just said you're a Christian.
Yes.
So you believe that then?
Yes.
Okay.
Now here's the other thing. Hey, do I know that to be true?
Well, it's religious belief. Sure.
Do I know that to be true? No.
I'm going to tell you, just being transparent with you. Am I a Christian? No, I'm not.
Oh, I know.
I think it wasn't always. There was a long time where that's just how I felt because that was default. And then I got older and I stopped subscribing to that way of thinking. And then I owed myself up to it more because I started looking at historically, is this something that I believe in? And the fact is, this is a fact. Jesus was a real person.
Yes.
That is a historical fact.
A factual thing.
We cannot deny that.
Yep. Now, Son of God?
Like, now, as far as God existing, I don't know. Yeah. I do believe in a higher power. I believe in forces where we can't see. By and large, I think Christianity is just not the way that as of this sentence, Christianity is not the way that that's not the thinking, the method of thinking that I subscribe to.
Mhm.
I think whatever someone needs to be good to their fellow man, like Mazel Tov,
Yes.
do what you got to do. I do believe that every person should have a place to worship, no matter what that is.
Yep.
And I will fight for people's right to have that. As I think it's sounding like you have more of an issue with the hypocrisy than the idea. The worse, the more you say you're a Christian, i.e., super Christian, the worse the hypocrisy is. Would you
Yes.
agree with that? Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, what I have noticed for myself personally is, I will say this: most Christians that I have met, most white Christians, I'm talking about my experience. Most white Christians that I have met have been objective, fair-minded people. Now, these are the ones that I have met.
Yeah, I was like, that's not my experience.
Right. These are the ones that I have met personally. I know that there are ones that are not like that exist. But most of them, I won't say all of them, most of them are like that. Yeah, I think there is a disconnect that I think is not even a black or a white thing. It is a Christian thing. And I think that there is a problem when you start to allow your religion to overwhelm your collective common sense.